Good evening, everybody. Happy Christmas Eve. Welcome to the live in-person and the live Zoom Christmas Eve program of the Universalist Unitarian Church of Riverside. I'm Tinka Friend, and I am a member of the worship committee, and I will be your worship associate this evening. We welcome you into our sanctuary on this very special evening. And as you can tell, we were fortunate enough to have a new visitor, Daniel Hamilton, who has graciously volunteered to accompany us tonight on a few of our items, and with his lovely violin music. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. That was funny.
So thank you all for joining us here in person, and thank you for joining us remotely by Zoom, where we will continue live streaming and hosting these services on our YouTube channel for our virtual attendees. We gather together this Christmas Eve, as we do every year, to share in the spirit and the light and the joy and the peace of the season. As we gather together in community to blend our unique voices in musical harmony, singing Christmas carols of our youth, bringing to our hearts the fun and wonder embedded in the experience of Christmas caroling. We did not worry back then if we were on pitch, if our voices were angelic. We just enjoyed the sound of everyone's voices blending together and the feeling that we experience when we are doing something together.
I can't do
Together,
that. I can't change
we
that.
can create a richer experience than we can
Usually
by
it's louder.
ourselves. So, this evening, I ask that you put aside the critical, judging part of yourself and just sing out, enjoying the sense of community that we are creating here tonight. Tonight, in our lovely historical church, the focus of our songs will be on Christmas, the celebration of Jesus' humble birth in a manger. No matter what your faith tradition is, this will offer an opportunity to revisit the miracle of birth and the desire to find saviors to heal the scars of humanity. Here in our church, you are just as much a holiday miracle as the turning of the earth, as persistence and dedication to your faith as the creation of each new life. We see the love you give to others, the space you create to hold one another's joys and sorrows, and the generosity and spirit that you entrust to this community. You are a holiday miracle. This community is one of miracle makers, and you are one.
Joy to the world, the word is come. Let earth with praises ring. While every heart prepare a room. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. Joy to the earth. everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Down in a lowly manger was born, and God's salvation and more. On the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born.
Baby Jesus and the changes that his presence in our world should bring. Love, comfort, peace, truth, light, wholeness, wisdom, and hope.
Oh come, Emmanuel, and with your captive children dwell. Give comfort to all exiles here, and to the aching heart bid cheer. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come within as love to dwell. Oh, come.
Grace, you'll come forward. We light the sacred flames of our chalice, which represents the symbol of our faith. And today's reading of the chalice lighting is Christmas Eve by David Breeden, and we will read that in just a moment. Through this Advent season, if you have been attending, this is a season of waiting. And we have asked for things during this time. We have asked for hope, which we have a candle that is lit. For hope, one for love, one for joy, and one for peace. So now that all of our Advent calendars are lit, would you light the center one, please, Grace? And since so many of our songs this evening involve angels, I brought some of my angels. So can you light the little the little candles around there, and you can go ahead and press the little button on the block. Now that the waiting is over, now that which was to be has come, we light the flame of hope and faith. So please now read with me. We welcome the coming of the days we have waited for. We have realized hope, yet know that hope can never be realized. We commit ourselves to patience, to working to dispel oppression, to working for peace. We commit ourselves to love and to hope. We light this flame as an end, as a beginning, as the symbol of the eternal now. Thank you. Our next song is Angels We Have Heard on High. And I want to point out, when you'll see this on our video, Margaret even sang twice on this video, once singing the melody and then harmonizing with herself. And notice that she even wears her Santa hat differently when she sings harmony.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains.
And now we will hear from Adam Wedeking, who is the president of our UUCR Board of Trustees, who will speak to us about the Benevolence Fund collection.
Tonight is Christmas Eve. At this time, we traditionally turn our attention to giving to the Benevolence Fund that serves to help those among us in need, be it in the community at large or our own members. Please give generously so we may assist those in need throughout the year. A reminder that this is separate from our pledges that support the church. As always, thank you for your care and generosity.
Nick? It's up here. We will take a pause from our singing for a short meditation. And the words for our meditation, well, the meditation is each night a child is born. And the words for our meditation this evening come from Sophia Lyons Fall, who is the most respected and honored Unitarian Universalist Director of Religious Education that I know of. She's no longer with us. Her words that we're about to say, Jason Sheldon took and turned it into a hymn, which is in our teal hymnal. But we won't be singing it tonight. We will be, you will listen to these short words that she says. So I ask you now to just take a deep breath, get comfortable, close your eyes, and let the truth of these simple words sink deeply into you, leading us all into a short meditation moment. And I have a chime up here. So right after the reading, I will hit the chime, and please go into your meditative place. After the second chime, you may open your eyes and prepare for the next carol. Each night a child is born, is a holy night. A time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping. Each night a child is born is a holy night. Our next song is It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. This song started as a poem written by a Unitarian minister in 1849. Now, our previous songs that we've been singing have been about joy and rejoicing and spreading the good news. If this one seems a little melancholic, it is because it was written during a period of personal melancholy following the minister's personal breakdown, with the news of revolution in Europe and the United States war with Mexico still fresh in everyone's memory. So it came upon a midnight clear.
It came upon the midnight clear, that glorious song of old, from angels panting neath the earth to touch the hearts of gold. He saw the earth to all goodwill, from heaven the news we bring. The world in solemn stillness lay, to hear the angels sing. But with the woes of war and strife, the world has suffered long. Beneath the angels' strain have rolled 2,000 years of wrong. And we who fight the wars hear not the love song which they bring. Oh, hush the noise of battle strife, and hear the angels sing. Oh, lo, the days are hastening on, by prophets but foretold, when with the ever-circling years comes round the age of gold, when peace shall over all the earth its ancient splendor sling, and the whole world give back the song which now the angels sing.
For our next carol, which is the first Noel, the video will be accompanied by Daniel and his violin. And you won't see Margaret and Alec because they're taking a break on this video. And before we start, I also want to be sure to thank Kate Lewicki, who is out of state with her family. I want to thank her for creating our slides and attaching the videos. and Grace for assisting with the program and script. And a big thank you to Adam and Robert, who stayed in town and are operating our audio and visual components for today's Christmas Eve service. Thank you. So, the first Noel.
The first Noel, the angels did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 Noel. Born is the King of Israel. They looked up and saw a star shining in the east, beyond them far, and to the earth it gave great light. And so it continued both day and night. Noel, 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 Noel. Born is the King of Israel. Then let us all with one accord sing praises to our heavenly Lord, that hath made heaven and earth of naught, and with his blood
That was beautiful. So if you were here when we started the service, you heard Daniel play "O Come All Ye Faithful" for our in-gathering music. But now we're going to sing it again with Margaret and Alec. I want to prepare you, however, for some Latin in this version. In fact, the last verse is entirely in Latin. Aside from that last verse, the verses are all in English, like I said, except for the last verse, but the chorus is in Latin. So instead of, "Oh, come, let us adore him," which I'm sure is what most of us are familiar with, it is "Venite, adoremus Dominum." But if you would rather sing, "Oh, come, let us adore him," go for it. Made it. Probably we can tell the people who come from a Catholic background, because I think they probably had an easier time with that than those of us who were Protestant. Now, this is the end of our service, but it is a very, very special ending. So all of our songs have been leading up to the moment of finally seeing or meeting the baby Jesus, right? Spread the good news, tell it on the mountain, all of this, even through the wars and strife, still trying to find that hope, trying to find how things can be different. So now, we're striving to find Jesus. And now, in this last song of the evening, Silent Night, we have found him. So this is a song about Mary and her infant son, Jesus. After the long ordeal of giving birth in a stable, mother and son sleep in heavenly peace. A ritual was created decades ago by one of our previous ministers that we use at this church to accompany this song. It's a ritual that reminds us that we need each other. reminds us that we need to be in community. It also is just a beautifully aesthetic and spiritual ritual. It has become so meaningful that we continue this tradition even when we have no minister. You were given a candle at the beginning of the service. If there's anybody who doesn't have a candle, please raise your hand so that one can be given to you. So everyone should have a little candle like this, okay? All right. Is Avery here? Oh, yeah. Okay, so you're going to listen to, there are some directions, okay? And I will state that this is our beautiful and beloved historical church. It's a historical church for the city of Riverside, and it's a historical and cultural landmark for within our own universal denomination. And so we're very cognizant of when we have flame in here with all of this wood, these wonderful hand-carved golden oak pews, which were created in 1891. And so we want to be good stewards for this building. So we're going to have lit candles, but it's just going to be in the midst of this ritual, and I will explain what we're going to do. So I want everybody who to stand up and move to the aisles. We're going to form a circle, and the circle's going to go down this, around the back, and come back here. Since no one is sitting on this side, many of you are going to have to move over to the other side. But here, if standing for 5 minutes is difficult or painful, and I know that it is for some of us here tonight, please just move to the edge. So Lauren, you're fine. You can stay right there if you want. You're okay. Okay, so Bill, remember you're going to go around to the back. Okay. And then I think once we get the music going, then you can swing around and get like, I'm sorry? I'd say once we get the music started, then you can sneak over there. Yeah. All right, so if you're having a hard time standing for about 5 minutes, then sit down in the pews, you know, on the edge right there, like Lauren is doing. That's fine. You don't have to stand. But everyone else, if you can, then please stand in the aisles and around the back of the sanctuary, forming a circle of community, and be sure to bring your candle with you. I'm going to ask, let's see. We kind of have a big gap right over there. So Walt, can you kind of go into that, kind of the edge there where in front of those windows? Yeah, there we go. That's good. I'm sorry? Okay. So does he have one? Does he have a candle? Okay, and then Robert, once we get the song going and everything, I would also like for you to come out and join with us so we can all be in community together. So here's what's going to happen. When you're all in place, the lights will be dimmed. And that will be Robert's job, I'm sure, since he's back there where the lights are, leaving us in darkness. And each of us, I'm sure, have found ourselves in a darkness of spirit at several times in our lives. In the dark, with only our own weak spirit of light, and sometimes it seems that our light has gone out completely. In the dark, we feel so alone, and in the dark, we cannot see that others are just a few feet away, and that we could reach out and touch them. Instead, we stay stuck we stay stuck in the dark and isolate ourselves. As we start singing the song, I will light my candle from the chalice, and then I will use my candle light to light the next person's candle in the circle. And they will do the same thing to the person closest to them. And so on, until we go all the way around our circle back to here. Now, it may be necessary for you to leave your spot in order to get to the next person. Maybe there's a space, a bigger space between you. Please go ahead and do that, but then get back to your space where you were, so that we can maintain the circle. And while the candles are being lit, we will be singing Silent Night. And I urge all of us to be visually mindful of how the darkness recedes as the light of our community candles grow brighter. We will be able to see one another more clearly in the light. May we be reminded that as individuals and as a community, we need each other to help us relight our own light whenever it dims, falters, or even goes out. And that is why being in a faith community is so important. So the video recording of Silent Night is a cappella, which means that there's no instrumental accompaniment. So Daniel is going to play Silent Night on his violin as we sing, first with the video. But the video is very quick and very short, very fast. So I'm anticipating that it's going to end before everyone's candle has been lit. So when that happens, when it ends, that's okay, because Daniel's playing along the accompaniment with us, and he'll continue playing that until everybody has their candle lit. Then he's going to stop his accompaniment, but we won't stop singing. We will continue singing a little slower and a little softer. Then Daniel will get his candle lit and join us, repeating the first verse one last time. So I think everyone knows the first verse, so if we have to sing that first verse 5 times, that is perfectly fine. And then we will sing it one last time when everyone's candle is lit. And we can see the light that each one of us brings to this community. And then we will file out of the parish hall for fellowship and refreshments, returning the candles after you've blown them out, obviously, into the basket therefrom. Before we get started, is there any questions from anybody if I did not make it clear? Or if you haven't? I'm sorry? We will probably, so you're asking me if we will proceed while we're still singing? Yes. Yes, we can continue to do that. Okay. All right, so now let us start.